Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All right, it is 10:36. The matter of Centerville Mobile Home Park versus Andrea McWaters is due. And Attorney Casey Strong is here for the plaintiffs. And someone is here from the park. All right.
Yeah, she wasn't able to. That's her phone number. Her mother would appear.
All right. We're returning to this case. Who is here from Centerville Mobile Home Park?
I am, Your Honor.
Manager, just in case
Okay.
you need clarification or testimony.
All right, Joshua Vela is here. I've got Motorola G, that's, I think, Brian Klein. At any rate, we had a hearing on May 31st. The defendant was served by attachment, Andrea McWaters. So I brought Andrea McWaters in from the jail, and it was the wrong Andrea McWaters. I think that was Andrea Nicole McWaters. The tenant is actually her aunt, Andrea Elizabeth McWaters. So we didn't have personal service, so we continued it. I got a phone call about 5 minutes ago from Heidi McWaters, Andrea's daughter, said her mother wouldn't be here.
And Your Honor, I can shed some light on that as well. Ms. McWaters, she is in a nursing facility at this time. She has been in the nursing facility since before we filed the non-payment of rent complaint. Her aunt has power of attorney over her, and she's indicated that they want to sign the trailer over to the park. But Heidi McWaters is still living in the property and she's not paying her lot rent. And that is why this action was brought as a non-payment of rent matter.
I'm sorry, can I say?
Let's bring, well, just a minute. Let's bring Heidi McWaters in here.
At once and whatever. So you just let us know. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Good morning. This is Judge MIddleton calling for Heidi McWaters.
Yes, this is her.
All right, Miss McWaters, are you residing at?
Yes, sir.
And this property belongs to your mother, Andrea McWaters?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the landlord wants you to pay the rent or move out. I'm advised that your mother wants to sign the trailer over to the park.
Okay.
What's your position?
I do not want the trailer. I plan on moving out. This has been, the new owners of the park have been a little bit, I call it scandalous, sneaky, whatnot. My mom moved the trailer in 30-something years ago, and they were not apparently willing to renew a lease for her with this trailer. And they were gonna put us, evict us and put us in jail for being, I don't know what you call that. Anyways, my mother owns this trailer, and they said that they send out 4 letters. One is, we'll trade you $1,000 for your house keys, and you have to move out and sign in by this whatever date that you decided. I did not get a letter for that. I mean, everything has been so wrong. the way
Well,
that
let me
you went
ask
about
this.
it.
So you're presently living there, but you're not paying any rent?
No, sir. I was living with my mother. I had to quit my job because of a diagnosis of congestive heart failure. And me and my mom, she was helping take care of me, whatnot. I was helping take care of her. Then she, 5 weeks after I got my diagnosis and had to quit my job, she had that stroke, or a stroke. And her wishes were to take care of this trailer and her dogs with an account that she had with one of the banks here in Centerville. It's so frustrating because that's what my mom's wishes was with the money.
Well, let me ask this. Ms. Vela, when was the rent last paid on this lot? And
The power of attorney for Andrea McWaters, which is her sister Rose, signed over the mobile home last year in October.
And Your Honor, to answer your question, the last payment was September 1st, 2023 in the amount of $371. She's had a balance running since then. That balance is totaling $5,092.02. Court costs of $156.60 for a total of $5,248.60.
how many cents?
$5,248.60. And there should be a proposed judgment in the file as well.
I have it right here with that number on it. All right, well, Miss McWaters, your mother's power of attorney was her sister, and she signed the trailer over to the park. So your mother no longer owns it, the park owns it. And you've been living there.
I does not recall signing that trailer over.
Well, your mother didn't sign it. Your aunt signed it over as her power of attorney. And you've been living there without paying any rent for more than a year. And so they want you to move.
I totally understand that.
Okay. Is she on the lease?
No, she's not, Your Honor.
You see, when they came up here last summer and took over the park, they went around and handed out leases to every trailer to renew it with their coming in, and the purchasing of this place. And they did not bring anything around here. Why at that time in June were they not willing to at least give me an application, run my information through it, and keep the trailer here, or let me come in as like a stranger off the street? It's my mom's trailer. She moved it in here. So why couldn't they treat me like any, the next person? Give me an application to fill out. You run my credit or whatever it is that you run to get people in here. Let us fill out a lease agreement and go from there. No, they have been scandalous from the get-go.
Well, stop. You're not on the lease. You haven't paid any rent in more than a year. And they're scandalous. You can pay this amount. Now stop.
To sign a new lease agreement like the other 50 trailers in here.
Miss McWaters?
Somebody else got a new lease agreement handed to them.
Miss McWaters,
Yes,
if you were here in the courtroom, I would find you in contempt for interrupting me. You are a tenant at sufferance. You don't have a right to stay there. Although the way they filed it, your mother is on the lease. She can pay the rent of $5,292.02 with a court cost of $156.60 for a total of $5,248. That's how much you cost the trailer park by staying there without paying any rent. Your aunt, who is your mother's power of attorney, signed the trailer over to the park.
Where is that paper? I have not seen that paper, Your Honor. I've seen every paper of I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry for interrupting you. But
All right, well, I didn't know you existed until 5 minutes before this hearing started. Last time I brought Nicole McWaters in from the jail and confused the heck out of her. And then I realized that it was your mother. This was posted by attachment. So you would have had reason to know there was a hearing, but you never came. And your mother didn't come. And now you're here, you are the tenant, you're not on the lease. But this amount of rent is due. I'm gonna show it as a default because it's in Andrea's name, not yours. But you are included as to all other occupants. So I'll show a hearing as to Heidi.
excuse me?
You were here by phone. All you had to do was walk down the street and you could have come here to the courthouse. But we managed to make the connection by telephone because you called about 5 minutes before the hearing started. The bottom line is you're living there with no lease and you're not paying the rent. So someone has to pay $5,248 within 10 days or you're subject to being evicted. And I understand there's nowhere to move to. But they can't just let you keep living there without paying any rent. And apparently they don't wish to have you as a tenant. But I don't know that you ever went in and applied in your own name. You've had the benefit of living here for more than a year without paying any rent. And that's a benefit. But what this hearing is, this whole landlord-tenant process really boils down to making people move when they don't want to move or pay the rent when they don't want to pay the rent. So we're going to send this to there. What facility is Andrea in?
I don't know the name of the facility. Do you know, Ms. Vela?
I do not know off the top of my head, but it is in.
Heidi,
Fairburn.
what facility is your mother in?
She is in the one that, Heartland. It's now like at Thomas or something like that. On Three Rivers by the Catholic school.
Okay, at Heartland and Three Rivers. I think that's Douglas Street is the street address. I don't know. I'm the bearer of bad news. And I will send this there. And if you have other issues, you may go talk to the manager. Otherwise, you're gonna have to be prepared to move out within 10 days. All
Your
right.
Honor, may I say
All right.
something?
Yes. Yes.
So on several occasions, we tried to help Miss Heidi to relocate. She did come to us and say, well, her friend was going to sell her an RV camper for them to live in, and that it was going to cost her $1,000 something. So we offered cash for keys to avoid going to court and fees and stuff. We did offer her the $1,000 to surrender the property, and then she would be able to have the money to go get her RV, so that we didn't have to keep going back and forth through all of this, because she understood that she was not permitted on the property that she was squatting. So we have on several occasions offered to help her with funding to move out. But she will say yes, and then she'll go back on her word, and then she'll give us another, like a long, lengthy story about how she suffers from her heart and this and that. As she has two other men living with her brother and her boyfriend. And so we kind of exhausted every type of help that we could offer her or any type of agreement because she's just non-compliant, and she expects her aunt, which is the power of attorney for her mother, to continue paying these bills, continue to pay the back pay, and to continue paying, like, their water pump got messed up and whatnot throughout this whole process. But she expects the power of attorney of her mom to pay for everything. And we've explained to her over and over that that's not how it works. She has to be responsible for what's going on because she's the one that's living in the home. And so she has never made an effort to make things right.
Well, I didn't realize there were 2 additional people in the trailer. Last week, I thought the thing was vacant. So Ms. McWaters, this applies to you and all occupants in the trailer. They have to be out within 10 days or subject to being evicted. All right, we'll send you this in the mail.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Bela, if she contacts you, just send her to me. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right. Well, today's been a day of that kind of case. All right, thank you all.